What strikes you these first 6 games heading into the bye week? What strikes you when you look at the schedule?
Most of them are away, and it's good to get them out the way so we can bring some more enthusiasm towards the long stretch that we have at the end.
How about going to cold weather sites? But it's early in the season when the weather should still be good, and you're in domes. I mean, that's got to be kind of nice, huh?
Oh yeah, it's definitely nice because sometimes it get real cold up there. We seen games, but we had a Super Bowl that was real cold, and it didn't work out too well. But yeah, I think it's a different attitude this year, and we just gonna attack every game like it's our last.
Well, and you talked about you've been in Kansas City when it gets really windy and cold there, and that's what players have told me over the years. I don't mind going over because people talk about going West Coast teams or mountain teams going to the East Coast and the time difference and everything, but. Having covered this team for 40 years, the players say, I just don't want to play in the cold. I don't want to play in the cold here. I don't want to play. But it doesn't get as cold here,
right,
as it does in places like Cleveland. So playing Cleveland earlier in the season, I think, and they're still going to be somewhat, what I was saying, unsettled because they've got a lot of quarterback issues. They don't really know who's going to be their quarterback.
Yeah, it's either Josh McCown or Johnny Manziel. You got to be licking your chops over that one, huh?
Either one of them is fine with me.
How do you feel about at the Raiders? You have played for a guy that is now at the Raiders.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be different, but he's the enemy when it comes game time. But he did a good job teaching us, and I learned a lot from him. But every game we want to win. That's definitely one I look forward to playing and going over there and showing, I can still play within any scheme I'm put in.
Last year you guys had the bye week after the 3rd game of the season.
Okay.
Very odd.
Yeah.
Not ideal. This year it's after the 6th game of the season, so week 7 is your bye week. Is that better? How do you view that? Do you look for the bye week when you look at the schedule?
I do actually. It's good to know when you get a little rest and when you get the extra time to go ahead and get your mind right and who you got after that. We got Green Bay, I believe, after that, and it's gonna be a tough game, but we have enough time to recover and come back and get that game taken care of.
And how do you feel about opening against Baltimore and Flacco again? You did 2 years ago.
I'm not. I was gonna wait till y'all bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up. That's the game where I caught the interception and dropped the ball. But I'm
still
be
one handily.
Right. I still got an interception, but at the same time I got a fumble on the same play.
You were gonna bring it up, but people have gotten over that. Got over it because you made up for it later in the season.
Oh yeah, Dallas. I felt like I made up for it, but I feel like it still wasn't enough to me. So I
because your quarterback threw 7 touchdown passes,
right.
So it was not as if you were having. That was the difference between winning and losing the game. You had some embarrassment on. For a bit.
Yeah, I know you remember it, but nobody else gave a damn, frankly.
Right.
They were talking about Peyton's 7 touchdown passes.
But the Dallas one really made a difference in that game.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a big swing right there. A lot of guys came to me like, man, you made a big play. A lot of people just going to be looking at you like you recovered so well, man. I just kept my head on straight. I had a lot of guys come at me after the game, and they tell me, Danny, we got your back no matter what. And that just made me want to work even harder.
Well, speaking of games, Packers you brought up, but the next week, this is the start of what's a very difficult part of the schedule for you at the Colts. And even though you weren't involved, you were very much involved, even though you weren't on the field, to lose to the Colts at home and to lose playoff games at home.
Yeah, I know.
2 out of 3 years, I would guess that still stings.
Yeah, it definitely stings, especially when I couldn't contribute as much as I want to and have the attitude out there. But, it's last year, man, but I'm looking forward to that game and showing them, we have a different attitude, a different swagger about us, and, they're going to have to bring their best football to that game.
When you look at this gauntlet of games in November, I mean, as a fan or as a media guy, I look at it and I say, that is killer.
Yeah,
the Packers are coming here. That's a good thing. Then the very next week you go play Andrew Luck and the Colts in Indy. Then you got the Chiefs, a division rival. Then you go to the Bears to play your old coach John Fox, and then you got the Patriots here. Now it's nice that the Packers and the Patriots are here.
3 of the games are at home, and still I don't think if you're playing the Bears, that's the one cold weather late in the year,
and it's a morning game.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's an 11 a.m. game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.